And again, another beautiful day here in sunny Florida. And today we have a much more rare opportunity to stay more local because today we're in Seminole, checking out Seminole Isles by the Toll Brothers. What is going on, YouTube? If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. It is not often that we get to stay local to St. Petersburg or Pinellas County for new construction. But we have a rare opportunity today to check out these beautiful townhomes by the Toll Brothers right here in Seminole, Florida. If you don't know about Seminole, it is this small pocket of a city right in between the city of St. Petersburg and all the beaches of Pinellas County. And they say they named it Seminole because if you look on the map, it almost looks like an arrowhead, as if it were named after a Native American tribe. Now, this area is highly desired because of its proximity to the beach, but it's still far enough away that a lot of the area is located in flood zone X, so you don't have to have that worry of living near the water and your home potentially flooding in future hurricanes or storms. Now, for that reason, the property values in Seminole do tend to be on the higher side compared to other areas in Pinellas County. However, as you can see looking around, this development is becoming a beautiful community and a great place to live. And the demographics are pretty widespread. You have people of all ages moving into here and calling this place home. Now, we do have the opportunity to check out two models today. However, they have several floor plans that you can choose from, and I'm going to give you all the details when we're done with the tour. So let's jump on in and check them out. Now, I do want to preface this video by saying I am a licensed agent in the state of Florida. So if you have goals, dreams, or questions about moving to Florida, especially the Tampa Bay area, I would be honored to earn your real estate business and make your transition here as smooth as possible. So I'm going to drop my contact information on screen so you can get in touch. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Wow, so now we've stepped into the Aloma, and all of these townhomes are going to be 3 stories. And as you can see upon entrance, you're greeted by this first door here, which is going to take you into your garage. A massive garage, to say the least. I believe they're deeming these 3 cars because you can park them long ways. But if you come in here, they have it staged as if it's a finished basement in, somewhere up north, where you have a ping pong table, some bar stools and a bar, and your kayak hung up on the wall. It pretty much just shows you you have more than enough space to park whatever you want in here. You can use it as storage. And then you can come outside and you have your patio on the ground floor, which leads you out to these grounds here, which all belong to Toll Brothers Property and Development. And that's going to take you out to the water towards Lake Seminole, which I'll take you out to in just a bit. You then head upstairs to your primary living area, and you're greeted by a beautiful, well-designed living room that leads out to a balcony with, again, more than enough space to entertain or relax, have your guests come enjoy themselves. They even have a TV I posted up out there in case you want to enjoy some TV outside. And then again, they follow the concept of our last video where they almost have a great room. And by that, I mean all the living areas are adjacent to each other. So you have your living room adjacent to the dining room with this dining table here, adjacent to your kitchen, adjacent to the dining room. So it's all one flowing living space. And then as you go to the back of the home, or I guess this would be the front, you have an office, or at least they have it staged here, with some beautiful accentry on the wall, some beautiful light fixtures, and overall an amazing space to get some work done. And then right next to this office, which makes it really convenient for anyone working from home, is your half bath off the kitchen and the office area. And then your pantry is just right across the hall here with immediate access to the kitchen, making it extra convenient. And then we will head upstairs again to the third level, where at the top of the stairs, you go straight into your primary bedroom. And would you just look at that? It is huge in here. They have it staged and textured very well, mirror at the front. And then you have your primary ensuite bathroom with dual vanity sinks, stand-up shower, and massive walk-in closet. I know from the clip in the video tour, you couldn't see how big it was, but I have my arms fully extended and more than enough space to reach around and place whatever I need to. Now, separating the primary and the guest bedrooms is this loft area. Certainly not as big as what we've seen before, but again, these are townhomes, but they've made a creative way to utilize this space up here. And they've staged it as an office, but I suppose you could use it for whatever you want. You could even put couches and chairs and a TV if you wanted to make this an additional living area. And then this is adjacent to your washroom / laundry room, your guest bathroom, again with beautiful textures throughout, and your 2 guest bedrooms, 1 and 2 adjacent to each other. But yeah, that is it for this model. So we're going to take a step into the other one and see how they compare. So for this model, we're going to start upstairs because that's where all the key features stick out for me. First, we have, again, a beautiful loft area that they've staged musically. And for me, that is super appealing. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of music if you've been following my journey in real estate. But they have a record player here with all kinds of classic albums. I mean, Dolly Parton, the Rolling Stones, Queen, you name it. But one thing I love about this model is, though it's only a 2-bedroom, both bedrooms are upstairs. You have your laundry room here, but both bedrooms have an ensuite bathroom. And it is so bright in here from all of the natural light. And again, you have a huge walk-in closet, ensuite bathroom here. And then what another key detail is this reading nook that they've put in the corner of the room. It's almost like its own separate room because this separation in the wall right here. But for me, it is utilizing the space to the greatest possible ability with even just a little bit of space like that back there. And then moving into the primary, I mean, just look at that. Huge, again, all natural lighting, a great view of Lake Seminole, and then you have your ensuite bathroom with some different textures and colors than we saw in the first model. They went a little bit lighter with the lighter wood and the white countertops, and then the gold accents here in the shower. But again, very similar, but huge walk-in closet like we saw in the last model. Now let's head to the living space downstairs. Now, before we leave these stairs completely, I did want to point out these finishes they have. One, the banisters here, immaculate, but it looks like as if they've used actual hardwood, and I haven't seen this texture since I've left Ohio, and I've seen homes that have used this kind of material, something we don't get here down in Florida. So a really great touch from the Toll brothers. But again, we have the elongated living spaces with all of your primary living areas adjacent to each other, almost like a great room style that we've been going over in these past couple videos. And then just like the last model, We have our balcony here that overlooks the Lake Seminole as well. And then heading to the front, they've almost did like a split style office. So they have your half bath here, but then you have your office here booming with natural light, a perfect place to get some work done if you work from home, and they've staged it well. And then on the opposite side of this wall and through the foyer in the kitchen, you have kind of like another reading nook or an office with some cupboard space. And then you go back here into your pantry. And this pantry is huge. Again, arms are fully extended and I'm not touching either of the walls. So another beautiful model. Now we're gonna head outside and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the fees and area associated with living here in Seminole Isles. Now you saw some of the amenities in the background of the home tours, but I wanna show you up close and personal. So while I take a walk out there, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the HOA, the area, and the costs associated with living here. So with an HOA of just $498 per month, that is going to be all encompassing. It'll include all access to your amenities, and then of course all your utilities as well outside of flood insurance and electric. Now I know I mentioned earlier that in general, Seminole is partially in flood zone X. Areas might be in flood zone AE and evacuation areas, but with this community being directly adjacent to Lake Seminole, it does put it in flood zone AE, which requires residents to pay flood insurance here. Now, a competitive advantage Toll Brothers have here against other builders is there's no CDD, and that is frequent with townhomes, especially in this area, and the rarity of new construction homes in Pinellas County in general gives them a huge advantage not having that CDD. So we've made it out here to the lake. The lake is right here behind me, and then you have a couple screened in pavilions. You have your clubhouse right across the way. You have a fire pit with some outdoor seating for residents to come out here and enjoy. Now, a couple of the amenities that really stick out for me are you have a dock where you can fish or just simply enjoy the views of the water. But then you have another dock where you can launch your kayaks, hence why they had it staged with a kayak in the model. And I think it's just these kinds of things that really make communities like this stand out, because you don't really see too many communities, one, on the water, two, that are strictly townhomes with no single family, and that provide you amenities that allow you to enjoy the outdoors such as this. Now, on top of all this, they even have a resort style swimming pool, tennis courts, and pickleball courts, all for residents to enjoy, all included in that one HOA fee you pay per month. Now, unlike other communities that we've done in the past where they're several miles outside the major metro areas like Tampa and St. Pete, this one is right in the heart of Pinellas County. I'm talking you're maybe 20 minutes away from some of the nicest beaches in the area, and then you're 20 minutes to downtown St. Pete, 20 minutes to downtown Clearwater, and probably a 30 to 35 minute drive into Tampa. I'm so thrilled to be able to have a new construction opportunity so local here in Pinellas County, because we know how rare that is. If you have questions about this community specifically, or goals or dreams of moving to Florida, especially the Tampa Bay area, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'll drop my contact information on screen so you can get in touch. I'll be honored to earn your real estate business and help you make your transition here as seamless as possible. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace.